So we need to know about what is an interpreted language. A type of programming language. So till now, we did not discuss anything about programming language. So later we are going to discuss. So just as a part of definition, so I'm writing here a type of programming language where the code is not converted into a permanent machine code. Like and .exe. So interpreted language is something like what? Where the code is not converted into a permanent machine code file. For example, just now we downloaded two softwares. Okay, so what are those softwares? So first one is Python, another one is VS Code. Okay, but these two are something like what? Exe files. Right click, properties. So you can see here, okay, it is something like what? Exe file. Okay, so interpreted languages are not going to convert permanently something like this. Is it clear? Right? So that is the meaning of this point. Okay, instead, an interpreter program reads, translates, and executes the code on the fly. So here, what exactly the meaning of that fly word? So while the program is actively running, or so here the fly meaning is what? While the program is actively running in the middle of the action. Okay, so wait for a while. So you'll be getting a clear clarification. So here I'm going to create a separate folder, Python. So directly I'm writing here 7 to 8 p.m. So just I'm giving like year 26, whatever. Okay. So this is our LMS portal. So already I shared the process. So how you can log in. So actually, so please check in Python group. So in Python group, okay, so I shared the process, how you can log in, as well as how you can watch the videos. Okay, so please check the message. I sent a message like visit this particular URL. Then after this, click on Google, log in with your Gmail, then click on enrolled courses, and you can watch the video. So like that, I shared the message. So please check. Okay, so you need to visit this URL. Already I shared message in Python group. So not individually. For some students, I shared individually, but I'm going to share the messages in Python group, WhatsApp community group. Okay, please check the messages over there. Okay, so you need to visit this URL and you need to click on Google and choose your Gmail, only Gmail, only Gmail. Okay, for me it's okay. So I'm preferring my official SIVASOFT account. So you people prefer your Gmail, whatever the Gmail that you gave to us. Click on continue. Then click here. You need to go to enrolled courses. Okay, so that means you need to click on enrolled courses. Okay, so for you people, so you can't see all these things. So once if you click on enrolled courses, you people are able to see this one. So core Python updated syllabus. So right now in this current batch 7 to 8 p.m. Okay, so we are dealing with some new changes. That means we updated the syllabus already. So Python videos were there. That means previous batches. So these things are only core Python. Core Python already we are having all the videos. Is it clear? Right? So this is older version. Okay. So now in this current batch, generally for previous batch students, we gave the access to all the students at a time, all the core Python videos. Okay. But from your batch onwards, we updated the syllabus. So that's the reason you are able to see only this one. Okay. So you are able to see something like this. So click on enrolled courses and you need to click on start course. Yesterday, whatever we covered, so those two videos here, 1 day class only, why we split it based on the topic wise. This first video is based on Python and VS Code installation, and the second video is based on high level. Here only you will be having the video play and you like this. And here you will be having running notes. So let's say you completed this video, you successfully watched 100%, then this button is going to enable. Okay. So if you see here, by default, you can play only the first video. Okay. So if you click on complete and next, then only second video is going to be unlocked. Nothing but second video is going to be enabled. Now second video enabled. So whatever we discussed in yesterday's class, so you can see the running notes. Okay. So at the time of watching the videos, if you have any queries, here you will be having like this or discussions. Okay. And also, you know, my personal WhatsApp number also. So there also you can ask your queries even in live classes and even from our LMS portal also. So you can ask the queries. Okay. Fine. So right now in this batch, it's completely with updated syllabus. Okay. So yesterday already I created one directory. So just I am going to open. So yesterday we discussed up to here. So in today's class, so we need to discuss with what is an interpreted language. Okay, fine. So if you see here, so what is the simple definition? Python is a high level interpreted general purpose programming language. High level means nothing. So high level means we are going to write this Python code in which language? English language. High level language is nothing but what? English language. Okay. Python code we are going to write always in English language. So that part we covered in yesterday's class. Okay. So next, what is an interpreted language? So already I wrote some definition. A type of programming language, a type of programming language where the code is not converted into a permanent machine code file. In general, we are having some softwares, right? So yesterday we downloaded what? VS Code. So these two are the softwares yesterday we downloaded, right? Okay. So right click, show more options, properties. Here you can see the extension as what? .exe. So .exe. So these files, so right click, open. After that we can do the installation. Even this VS Code also. So right click, show more options, property. So this is also exe file. Is it clear? Okay. So now you got some clarification about exe file, right? So a type of programming language where the code is not converted. So that means our Python code is not going to convert into exe file. Is it clear? Okay. So a type of programming language where the code is not converted into a permanent machine code file, something like this. Okay, so these things are permanently converted into .exe. Is it clear, right? But our Python is not like that. So that is the meaning of this point. A type of programming language where the code is not converted into a permanent machine code. Instead, an interpreter program reads, translates, and executes the code on the fly. So that means while the program is actively running or in the middle of actions. Okay. Right now, I did not explain anything. Yesterday, just I wrote this definition. So now, step by step, we are going to cover. Here in this main definition, we need to know about what? Interpreter. Okay. So just I am going to copy and paste it here. An interpreter is a special software program. An interpreter is a special software program that acts as a real-time translator for computer code. It takes a high level. So high level means nothing but English language. That means the total Python code we are going to write in English language, right? Okay. So it takes, that means interpreter takes high level programming language. High level means English, right? So written in human friendly words and symbols, nothing but English language. And directly reads. So interpreter is one of the software program. It's a special software program. So interpreter directly reads the Python code. So if you have any queries, turn on your microphone and directly ask. Okay. And directly reads, translates, and executes it into low-level machine code. So that means what? Binary zeros and ones on the fly. So even line by line. Without creating a separate executable. So now see here step by step. Here what I'm trying to tell here is, first of all, whatever the code that we are going to write, that code is not going to convert into a permanent machine code. These two files are permanently converted. So whatever the softwares that we install in yesterday's class, Python as well as VS Code, so these two are permanently converted into executable files. Is it clear, right? Okay. But Python is not like that. So Python is not like that. It is something like a special software program. It acts like a translator. So translator means, for example, in Python, how we are going to write the code? Let's say I am going to write like this. So print 5 plus 10. Is it clear, right? So this is the simple code that we are going to write. In which language? English language. But okay, machines are going to understand always what? Zeros as well as ones. Is it clear, right? Nothing but low level, nothing but binary. Already we discussed in yesterday's class. Is it clear, right? Okay. This interpreter is going to do exactly that part, converting high level to low level. Now see here, step by step. Step 1. Reads. Nothing but the input. So interpreter is one of the special software programs. Okay. So the interpreter opens our file and reads the characters from left to right. Of course, even we are also, now we are typing, even we are going to read from left to right. Same like that, interpreter also is one of the special software program. It is going to open our file and reads the characters from left to right. Okay. Here, this interpreter identifies the word print. For example, here what I wrote, print I wrote here. So this particular word interpreter is going to identify. Okay. Then after this, it sees the container symbols. It sees the container symbols. What are those container symbols? These two, nothing but left parenthesis and right parenthesis. Or simply we can say this is opening parenthesis, this is closing parenthesis. Is it clear? Okay. Next, it identifies the number 5 and 10 separated by the math symbol. So math symbol is what here? Plus. So plus is the math symbol. Okay. So see here again how interpreter, nothing but a special software program, is going to read the input. Input in the sense whatever the code that we are going to write in our Python file, that particular part. The interpreter opens our file and reads the characters from left to right. So this is our code. How it is going to read from left to right? First, it is going to identify word print. After that, it sees the container symbols, left parenthesis, right parenthesis. It identifies the numbers. What are those numbers? 5 and 10 separated by the mathematical symbol, nothing but plus symbol. Is it clear? Okay. So any doubts up to here regarding this step 1? Any doubts?
No, sir.
Okay. So if you have any queries, so don't type in chat box. So directly turn on your microphone and you can ask. Even in between, you can interrupt me also, no problem. So feel free to ask queries. Okay, fine. So here the crucial check, it verifies the syntax. So here the syntax means what? Simply I can say that set of roots. So this is the perfect Python program. Let's say I wrote like this. This is not a Python program. Okay, so let's say I am going to write print parenthesis and here with curly brace. I closed with curly brace. So this is also not a Python program. Is it clear, right? In case of Python, some specific rules were there. We need to follow those rules. Exact spelling print, left parenthesis, right parenthesis. Inside, here I'm trying to do some addition. That's the reason 5 plus 10. So let's say I want to print A, capital A. So this is also okay, no problem. Okay, some syntaxes we are going to have, those syntaxes we need to follow. Okay, so it verifies the syntax is perfect. It read print 5 plus 10 so missing parenthesis, it would stop right here and refuse to go further. So why I wrote this particular point? Okay, nothing is there. As per syntax, you need to write like this. Okay, but you missed parenthesis. This is not the Python syntax. So we missed here parenthesis. This is not the Python syntax. Then no output, no result. Okay, so the process is going to stop because some syntax error is there. That means we missed what? Parenthesis. Okay, so I think finally you got some clarification about how the interpreter is going to read. Okay, we are talking about these points mainly. If you understand these three, then nothing. So next one is translates. Step 2. Translates means nothing but conversion process. So in yesterday's class, we discussed as a human, we can understand or we can write in English language, but computers are going to understand machine language, zeros and ones. Okay. So that translation process here we are discussing right now. Computers cannot calculate the symbol plus or understand the word. As a human, we can understand plus symbol. as well as print, but not the computers directly. Okay. This special program, nothing but this interpreter, translates this human friendly instruction into machine code. So nothing but what? Zeros and ones. Okay. It looks up the character values in yesterday's class. Okay, so we discussed about what? Okay, high level, and even we discussed about what? ASCII, some secret code book. Okay, then after that, low level language. Okay, let's say for a character, ASCII code is what? 65. Then it will convert into binary like 010000 whatever. Okay, and even I discussed in yesterday's class what exactly these 01s. Okay, nothing but transistor. Okay, 0 means off, no current flow. Okay, that means where you can see electricity is flowing. Off means electricity is stopped. I discussed some points already. I uploaded the videos, right? If anyone missed, you can go through it. Okay, whatever. So now here it looks up the character values, use code systems like as. So we discussed about this. Okay. So even we can also call it as Unicode. Converts the math operation into low level binary commands, nothing but zeros and ones, that our computer processor. So already we discussed in computer processors what exactly it includes: transistors, nothing but on and off. On means 1, off means 0, nothing but our binary language. Can understand, and finally, for example, it translates the idea of addition, because we gave 5 plus 10, right, into a binary signal. So don't bother about these binary signals or low level language. Let's say 0, totally 5 zeros. Okay, 101. So don't bother about, okay, these things, how it is converting and everything. So even yesterday also I said, don't bother. Okay, this is not our subject also. We need to have some knowledge. That's it. So don't bother how it is converted. Is it clear? Right? Okay. I think finally you got some clarification here. So interpreter is going to convert high level language to low level. So any doubts regarding step 2? Any doubts?
No, sir, it's clear.
Okay. So those who missed yesterday's class, don't worry. Okay. Already videos we uploaded, right? So you can go through. And the next one is executes. So nothing but action. Here reads, translates, executes. So here executes means nothing but actions. So now that the instruction is in binary. So that means zeros and ones. So we got some instruction like this one, for example. The interpreter sends these signals, that means electrical signals. 0 means off, 1 means on. Those two electrical signals directly to the computer's hardware, because computer hardware is going to understand signals. Okay, so the CPU turns on the microscopic switches. So microscopic switches, nothing but what? Transistors. Yesterday I showed, okay, how transistor looks like. So believe that like a switch on and off. To add 5 and 10 together. And finally, the system calculates the result 50, because we gave here print. Okay, so 5 plus 10, right? Okay, so 50. So concept behind this interpreter is what? First, okay, interpreter is going to read the program. Okay, so that means it is going to open our file and it is going to read all the characters from left to right. That means whatever the code that we read. After that, it is going to translate into binary language. That means here we are going to write the code in English language, that it is going to convert into binary. After converting into binary, our computer hardware is going to recognize those binary language, nothing but signals in the form of electrical signals. And after that, finally, the system is going to calculate the result as 50. Okay, fine. So last point here relevant to this executes part. So the final instruction sends a signal to our monitor's hardware so to physically display the number 15 on our screen. So any doubts up to now? Any doubts?
No, sir.
Okay, fine. So don't bother regarding all these stuff just for the sake of knowledge. So believe that internally some special software program we are going to have. That particular program name we are calling as interpreter. Interpreter is going to read the code that we are, that means whatever the code that we are going to write. And after that, it is going to convert into binary language. And finally, it is going to execute. That means some result, some output. That's it. Okay. Now here, practically, we are going to check. So let's say example 1. Here I am going to write print hello world. So I am going to write totally 2 lines here. So hello world 1 and hello world 2. Okay. I wrote the perfect code. That means the perfect syntax. I followed proper rules. It's a perfect program. Okay. Print left parenthesis, double quotation. After that, I wrote hello world 1, again double quotation, right parenthesis. It's a perfect code. Okay. Now see the flow of execution. Start. The process is going to start, and also, so I'm going to type here this character, right? So believe that this is something like a what? A down arrow. Okay. Believe that this one has a down arrow. So now Python reads the entire file. So directly I'm writing here Python reads entire file. Actually, interpreter is going to read the file. Okay. So then line number 1. If you see this particular definition, I wrote here another word called line by line. Okay. Here in this case, it is okay, only a single line. Suppose if you have more than one line, so how? So here 2 lines, line by line. So line number 1, print hello world 1. Here the syntax is perfect. Okay, so we don't have any issues. Then afterwards, line number 2, print hello world 2. So here also perfect code. Syntax is perfect. Syntax means set of rules. Syntax means set of rules. So finally everything is fine, right? Then output is going to print. Okay. Now to check this, I'm opening VS Code. Till now, I did not discuss anything about VS Code, how to run the programs, how to create the files. I did not discuss anything. So here just for testing purpose, that's it. File, open folder, go to desktop or anywhere. I created a separate directory, right, for your batch. These are all the batches, different batches. Okay, so your batch is this Python 7.8. Okay, here I want to install additional add-on here, nothing but extension in this VS Code. So yesterday we did only the installation part. So before creating the Python file and running the program, we need to install one add-on in VS Code, nothing but extension. So how we need to do that means, so directly click here on the left side extensions, search for Python, click here. Already in my computer it is there. I'm going to click on uninstall. Okay. So now even in my VS Code also, I don't have any Python extension, nothing but Python add-on. So click here again extension and search for Python and click on install. So this is the way, okay, you need to install. Yesterday we missed this part, no problem. Okay, today we do. Now here I am going to create a simple Python file. Don't bother how I am creating because we did not started anything. So just for testing purpose, that's it. So don't bother, okay, how to create the file, okay, how to run the program. So don't bother about all those, okay. It will take some time to start exactly. This is just for testing purpose. Okay, so just now I installed one Python extension, right? So if we install that, you are able to see some play button, nothing but one Python file. If I click in this terminal, we can see the output. So here it's very clear that, okay, we don't have any syntax errors, everything is fine, and we got the output. So everything is fine. So any doubts up to now? Any doubts?
No, sir. No, sir. Fine.
Okay, fine. So don't bother about all this. Okay. Just now what I did here, I installed this Python extension, right? Only install that part. Remaining things, don't bother. Okay. Fine. So I think you got some clarification here, right? Now, example 2. In this case, what I am going to do means totally 3 print statements. Totally 3 print statements. Okay. This second one is there, right? Wantedly, I'm going to remove this double quotation. So wantedly, I'm going to remove this double quotation. Okay. So this is a syntax error. So as per Python syntax, double quotation should be there, but we remove. So now see the flow of execution. Start, Python reads entire file. Line number 1 is okay. So line number 1 syntax is perfect. Okay. But line number 2. So regarding this line number 2, okay. So double quotation is missing. So in this case, what happens? Interpreter is going to recognize the error. So that means syntax error detected. So once if the syntax error is detected, okay, then what happens? Execution stops immediately. So execution stops immediately. See, line number 2 is having an issue. Is it clear? Right? So line number 2 is having an issue. Okay, but line number 3 is perfect. But okay, these interpreters are not going to bother about line number 3. In line number 2, some error is there. Execution stops immediately. Then no output is printed. So line number 1 is correct. At least line number 1 also may be a chance. Okay, as a human, we are going to expect, but interpreters are not like that. Okay, so it doesn't matter how many lines. In between, if any error recognized, then no output. So now just to copy this, again open this VS Code. So don't bother about all this. Okay, so how to open the folder, how to create the Python file, how to, okay, run the program. Don't bother about all this. Okay. So whatever, so just copy paste. So line number 2, see in VS Code also, it's clearly mentioning that some error is there in line number 2, red color underline. Okay. So whatever, I'm going to click on run Python file. So if you observe carefully, okay, no output. Hello world 1 is perfect, but even we can't see that. Is it clear? Okay. So finally, what happens here in hello world 2, nothing but line number 2, some error is there. That's the reason, no output. And even you are able to see here some syntax error detected at line number 2. I'm thinking that you all people understood. Okay. Even here also, crucial check. I add one point. So what I mentioned here, suppose if you are not following proper rules, so this is perfect. So let's say, so if you miss parentheses, then no output. Okay, we need to follow some rules. That's it. Okay, so I'm thinking that you got some clarification about, okay, interpreter. Okay, interpreter always something like what? Line by line, line number 1, 2, like that. Okay,